Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad AQIL bin JAMALUDDIN, matrix number 1241251. Alright, today I'm going to explain how media effects theory evolved over time, from the idea that media controls people completely to the idea that audiences actually have power over media influence. Media effects theory tries to answer one main question: how powerful is media in shaping people's thought and behavior? Early researchers believed media was extremely powerful, but over time, studies show audiences are not as weak or passive as once thought. The first theory is the hypodermic needle theory, also known as the magic bullet theory. This theory assumes that media messages are injected directly into the audience's mind, just like a needle. The audience is seen as passive and easily influenced. This theory developed during World War I, when propaganda was widely used. Government believed media could shape public opinion instantly. Communication was seen as one way, from media to the audience, with no resistance. A famous example is war propaganda, where media was used to influence national attitudes. However, later research showed this theory was too simplistic. Audiences are not all the same, and media often reinforce existing beliefs rather than changing them. The next theory is the two-step flow theory. This theory argues that media doesn't influence people directly. Instead, media messages first reach opinion leaders, who then influence others through personal communication. Opinion leaders are people who are more informed and socially active. They interpret media messages and pass them on to friends, family, or communities. This means social relationships play a big role in shaping media influence. This theory shows that audiences are not completely passive. However, critics argue that media can still influence people directly, especially during major events. Influence may also pass through more than two steps. The selective exposure theory gives the most power to the audience. It suggests that people actively choose media that matches their beliefs and values and avoid content that makes them uncomfortable. In today's digital world, this theory is very relevant. Social media algorithms show users content they already agree with, creating echo chambers. As a result, media often strengthen existing opinions instead of changing them. However, this theory is not perfect. People don't always choose freely. Algorithms and media institutions also shape what we see. Sometimes people are exposed to opposing views without realizing it. Overall, these theories show a clear shift. Media influence moves from being very strong to socially filtered, and finally to being limited by individual choice. The first theory is the hypodermic needle theory, also known as the magic bullet theory. This theory assumes that media messages are injected directly into the audience's mind, just like a needle. The audience is seen as passive and easily influenced.